Shalom, first and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word, love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shot there from the Chicago camp. Coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this is a response to the brother Gary Anderson, 8547. I can only assume this is a brother. Hopefully it's not a AI generated thing, but nonetheless, I'm still going to respond to this question, and it was about my video that I did entitled "Chat GPT knows American women are through," and his question was, will Hebrew Israelite men choose heathen women in that day or time of Jacob's trouble? Thanks for the time and lesson. So let's get to the scripture that is the reason why this young brother poses this question. And this is Isaiah 4:1. And it says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Okay, and it says, in that day, Jacob's trouble, 7 women, a perfect amount of women, shall take hold of one man, meaning a man's going to be choosing these women. And these women will say, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Now, this scripture does not say that this perfect number of women that a man is going to choose is going to strictly be Israelite women. Now, can a man choose a heathen in the time of Jacob's trouble? Yes, he can, because you have to remember what is one of the main goals, or what's one of the main abilities of a woman, and that's childbearing. 1 Timothy 2:15, it says, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Okay, because if we don't have women, there's nothing that we can put our seed in that will help incubate that seed until it's a full grown life. And without women, how can a man, or how can men, continue on their nation, their bloodline? How can you continue the cycle of reincarnation if there's no women? So a man can choose a heathen woman in that time of Jacob's trouble, especially if he's going to use her to bring forth seed that could possibly be the elect. Now, the only thing is, unlike the Israelite woman, the heathen woman will not have salvation, because you have to remember, according to Isaiah 45:17. Could be wrong, but let's see. Isaiah 45:17, it says, but Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with the everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. And there's other scriptures to back that up. Best one, Romans 9, the Romans the 9th chapter. So yeah, that would be the only difference between a Hebrew Israelite man choosing an Israelite woman and a heathen, one will be saved and the other won't be saved. But both can be used by that Hebrew Israelite man to bring forth a possible child of the elect in the world. Because when you read the Bible doesn't tell you that the elect is going to be all adults. You won't find that anywhere in the scripture. But what it does say is that a man's household will be saved. And let's get that. Let's see. Hmm. Let me put this on pause and find it real quick. Okay, this is Acts 16 and 30. Actually, 29. Acts 16 and 29, it says, Then he called for a light and sprang in and came trembling and fell down before Paul and Silas and brought them out and said, Sirs, what must I do to be saved? And they said, Believe on the Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, and thou shalt be saved and thy house. Okay? And a man's house doesn't just consist of adults. Okay? Men have children ranging from all different types of ages. Okay? Men will have children, whether it's from an Israelite woman or a heathen. But the point is that a man's household will be saved. Like I said, the only difference is if it's an Israelite woman, the Israelite man will be saved, the Israelite woman will be saved, and their child will be saved. But if he just so happens to choose a heathen woman, he'll be saved, the child will be saved, but the heathen woman will not. So this is the best way through the scripture that I can answer that question, Mr. Gary Anderson. Hopefully this puts your question, hopefully this shed some light on your question and it gives you a better understanding and you can look at it from a different perspective. Uh, and with that being said, you know, I hope this is to your satisfaction. But I will say that, you know, even with this in mind, still in your walk of faith in this truth, you know, we're all curious and we have questions like this, but try your best to stick to the things that are pertinent to salvation. You know, reading, praying, fasting, being brotherly, being charitable, focus on the things in the Bible that talk about these things, because is there a possibility that a Jake will choose a heathen woman? Are you curious about that? Yes, there is a possibility. And, there's probably other brothers that are curious about it as well. But is it one of those things that that's relevant to your salvation? Not necessarily. Good to know, but what's more important in this truth, like I said, is knowing the name, knowing how you're going to be saved, building up that treasure, building up that faith. So when these things do happen, you will have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that it can be the stability in your time. So that's all I wanted to say on this. Mr. Gary Anderson and anybody else watching this video, I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.